Matt, what quarterback battles are you intrigued with?
I mean, the obvious one is Texas, and Les, this is a little bit of our sentimentality, not just for Texas, but also for the family name of Manning going on here. I think we're forgetting too with the way Texas' season played out last year. But I still wholeheartedly believe that if Ewers finishes that game against Alabama, that Texas probably goes on to win, just with the way he was playing. And then, of course, we had the Hudson Card experience for the rest of the year. I think he's that good. But anytime you drag in the family name Manning into that situation, you're gonna get a lot of eyeballs on that situation. Whether it's the NIL money, whether it's the can he live up to the expectations of his uncles and grandfather, all that stuff. It's just intriguing in a lot of ways because like you said, Texas is loaded at their skill positions. They've got a lot of guys who are ready to go. They've already got Ewers who's ready to go again after coming off an injury. I think he's due for a bounce back season like that we don't even anticipate happening. What I mean by that is I don't think we're ready for like his comeback season. I think he's going to be on a tear. But in the back of your mind, you're always going to be thinking about like, oh crap, Arch Manning's on this roster. He's got Manning blood. He is part of the bloodline. Something like that. Even
I
if
know
he
we
doesn't
talked about
start with,
wrestling last podcast, but this isn't Roman Reigns and the Rock style stuff. Come on, man. I had
no,
to throw that joke in there.
no, this isn't. And but the point is, anytime let's say for example, he struggles this year against against certain good teams. There's going to be a lot of clamoring there when it comes because you may have a certified property at backup, for lack of a better term, with the NIL that he's getting in Arch Manning. So that one's really intriguing to me. I'm intrigued by what Georgia might do and what I was intrigued by what Georgia might do. I'm interested to see too how Tennessee uses Milton to replace the is it Milton or Hilton? I wrote it down and I
Milton.
forgot. Milton, Joe
Joe
Milton.
Milton. Joe Milton. Yeah.
I'm interested to see too. It's not really a controversy, but I'm just interested to see how he fills the shoes left by Hendon Hooker there too, because that was a great narrative, a big storyline throughout the college football season was Tennessee's rise and subsequent fall due to injury, and I'm excited to see what Joe Milton can do for Tennessee going forward. But the big one, and it's going to be throughout the year, simply because of name brand recognition, is going to be Texas with Ewers and Manning because I don't think they lose either way here, especially with an offense that loaded.
So, as the Texas fan that watched the Texas spring game, if the season started tomorrow, the quarterback depth chart is Quinn Ewers at quarterback 1, Malik Murphy at quarterback 2, and Arch Manning at QB 3. Because Quinn Ewers showed that another year in that Sarkisian Kyle Flood offense, he's got the keys. It's going to be his season, and he's going to be out to prove a lot of doubters wrong. Malik Murphy is really who put a lot of people on notice. He made some big-time throws, and he really set a bar for himself that if he doesn't maybe get some playing time within the next year or so, he could very well transfer and be another very good quarterback that has left the program to join the likes of guys like Cam Rising, who we've seen at Utah the last couple of years. But Arch Manning, and I'm going to be completely honest, because I've been seeing nothing but criticism from Arch Manning because he did have some struggles, which I expect to see. But people have to remember, he's a 17-year-old who just graduated from high school a couple months ago, and he doesn't have that much time with the team. He's still learning everybody, and he looked like a guy who is going to have growing pains, which I expected to have. But I'm going to be completely honest. As much as I saw that he could improve on, I saw just as much that has me excited. His pocket footwork, I don't even know if his uncles have as good a pocket footwork as he has. There was one play in particular where Anthony Hill was rushing off the edge, and Arch Manning just kind of stepped back and then moved up and then moved back up into the pocket. And then, he had Ant Hill just blowing right by him like he didn't know what to do. And Ant Hill was honestly my favorite recruit in this class. I think he's super, super talented linebacker. But no, Arch Manning is going to need time, but the absolute what's the word I'm looking for? The absolute why am I blanking on words right now? But the criticism that he's getting is just absolutely unwarranted, because I understand that that's going to come with the Manning name, with the Manning brand, and the hype that comes along with being Manning. And when you're that good and you come from that bloodline, like as Matt alluded to, people are going to look for reasons to bring you down in any kind of way. They're going to look for anything for you to slip up and be like, you're not as good. You're only here because your last name's Manning. Look, I'm going to be completely honest. I've been following recruiting a long time. I cannot tell you a player that has jumped up to the degree that people are claiming Arch Manning has jumped up just due off their name alone. I mean, I'm watching the EYBL with Kion Anthony. I'm looking at Bronny James. All these guys that are sons of great pro players, none of which are elevated to the status that Arch Manning is. So in my opinion, there obviously is some validity to his game. And I watched him throughout his high school career at Isidore Newman. I was impressed. I look at some of the things he does in the camp and some of the things he's done in practice. I'm impressed. He just needs time to get to know his teammates. He just needs time to get to know the system. He's going to be fine. But no, I think anybody who had Arch Manning starting this year, realistically, was just out of their mind. The Heisman odds makers in Vegas who had Arch Manning as like what the fifth or seventh best odds, like that was just ridiculous. That was stupid. Let's be completely honest. That was just stupid. This is Quinn Ewers' team for the time being. It's going to be Quinn Ewers' team this season. I expect him to have a very big year, and I expect Arch to eventually settle in when the time is right. It's just not right now.